गुरु अब मत करना यार। गुरु sir, are we starting?
Today, in the media conference with Lal Goel, which is brought to you by V4 News, Global TV, V4 Stream, Malnadu TV, News Gaon Se, Samvad Sarokar News, Organ Donation India Foundation and Gyan. Our endeavor is to enlighten you about the current topic about the COVID-19 impact. But as we have taken up a topic last week that was, does Indus Valley heritage belong to Hindus? Today we are continuing because that topic could not end at that time. And we are continuing as a part 2. And today's topic is again, does Indus Valley heritage belong to Hindus? Part 2. The Indus Valley Civilization, IVC, was a Bronze Age civilization in the northwestern region of South Asia, lasting from 3300 BC to 1300 BC, and in its mature form from 2600 BC to 1900 BCE. The Indus Valley Civilization is named after the Indus River system, in whose alluvial plains the early sites of the civilization were identified and excavated. Following a tradition in archaeology, the civilization is sometimes referred to as the Harappan, after its type site Harappa, the first site to be excavated in the 1920s. This is notably true of usage employed by the Archaeological Survey of India after India's independence in 1947. Aryan indigenist writers like David Frawley use the terms Saraswati culture, the Saraswati civilization, the Indus Saraswati civilization, or the Sindhu Saraswati civilization, because they consider the Ghagar Hakra river to be the same as the Saraswati, a river mentioned several times in Rig Veda, a collection of ancient Sanskrit hymns composed in the second millennium BCE. Recent geophysical research suggests that unlike the Saraswati, whose descriptions in the Rig Veda are those of a snow-fed river, the Ghagar Hakra was a system of perennial monsoon-fed rivers, which became seasonal around the time that the civilization diminished approximately 4,000 years ago. In addition, proponents of the Saraswati nomenclature see a connection between the decline of the Indus civilization and the rise of the Vedic civilization on the Gangetic plain. However, historians of the decline of the mature Indus civilization consider the two to be substantially disconnected. The Indus civilization was roughly contemporary with the other riverine civilization of the ancient world. Egypt along the Nile, Mesopotamia in the lands of watered by Euphrates and the Tigris, and China in the drainage basin of the Yellow River and the Yangtze. By the time of its mature phase, the civilization had spread over an area larger than the others, which include a core of 1,500 kilometers, approximately 900 miles up the alluvial plains of the Indus and its tributaries. In addition, there was a region with disparate flora, fauna, and habitats up to 10 times as large, which had been shaped culturally and economically by the Indus. Around 6,500 BCE, agriculture emerged in Balochistan on the margins of the Indus alluvium. In the following millennia, settled life made inroads into the Indus plains, setting the stage for the growth of rural and urban human settlements. The more organized sedentary life in turn led to a net increase in the birth rate. The large urban centers of Mohenjo-daro and Harappa very likely grew to containing between 30,000 and 60,000 individuals, and during the civilization's florescence, the population of the subcontinent grew to between 4 to 6 million people. During this period, the death rate increased as well for close living conditions of humans, and domesticated animals led to an increase in contagious disease. According to one estimate, the population of the Indus civilization at its peak may have been between 1 and 5 million. The Indus Valley Civilization (IVC) extended from Pakistan's Balochistan in the west to India's western Uttar Pradesh in the east, from northeastern Afghanistan in the north to India's Gujarat state in the south. The largest number of sites are in Gujarat, Haryana, Punjab, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir states in India, Sindh, Punjab, and Balochistan province in Pakistan. Coastal settlements extended from Suthagan Dor in western Balochistan to Lothal in Gujarat. An Indus Valley site has been found on the Oxus River at Shotugai in northern Afghanistan, in the Gomal River Valley in northwestern Pakistan at Manda, Jammu on the Beas River near Jammu, India, and at Alamgirpur on the Hindon River, only 28 kilometers, that is 17 miles away from Delhi. The southernmost site of the Indus Valley civilization is Daimabad in Maharashtra. Indus Valley sites have been found most often on rivers, but also on the ancient sea coast, for example, Balakot, and on island, for example, Dholavira. And as you all know that in the last episode, we have discussed with Dr. Puneet Gupta, along with Dr. Mishra, Ranjana Mishra, a historian, and they explained about the Indus Valley heritage and civilization. And in that episode, Dr. Gupta explained and emphasized that what Dr. Ranjana Mishra has mentioned about the ancient seals which were found, that according to Dr. Gupta, they are of Dattatreya, but he has not disclosed in that episode what is written. Although he mentioned that there is a written in a language which he decoded, but he said that he will be going to explain in the next episode. Today, Dr. Ranjana Mishra could not come because of his already fixed program, but Dr. Puneet Gupta is there. He is going to explain us everything about the Indus Valley heritage and how he is convinced, and he is going to explain, and he is going to break through the Indus Valley heritage, how it belongs to Hindus. But before that, I would like to introduce and invite the guest, Dr. Puneet Gupta. Dr. Puneet Gupta is MBBS, MD, DNB, DM. He is the founder of mdspiritualbiology.com and puneetcodeindus.com, New Delhi. He has been publishing his work on Indus Valley for last 8 years. He had grown as an Indologist of repute in solving the enigma of Indus Valley related objects like Clodron, priest statues, Indus Valley deities depicted on seals, and as well as the Indus inscription. His breakthrough in exactly cracking the Clodron that is seen in more than half the Indus seals in front of bull has been accepted as the most relevant find. The works of earlier known authorities, including Mr. M.S. Watts, Mr. John Marshall of London, Mr. Iravatham Mahadevan, was unable to address obvious finds. He has undertaken the $10,000 prize challenge of farmer Steve for decipherment of Indus script. This year, 2020, being the 100th year of Indus Valley discovery in 1920, he is planning for a keyboard and software for Indus writing, compendium and dictionary, so as to enable artificial intel to be used in team to help collect Indus inscription decipherment throughout the globe, so that the very first mother tongue of human civilization is available to all humans across the globe. He has worked on a hypothesis of deciphering Indus inscription down to the level of identifying actual vowel and consonants rather than decoding them as pictures or meaning, or rebus. His hypothesis of decipherment of vowels and consonants is based on human biology of phonation and articulation of human speech, and is likely to reveal what has been actually written rather than postulating indirect meanings on 10,000 USD challenge seal, Dhola Vira board, Israel Hafia ship, wretch tin slabs, and also table of lion. He found a breakthrough that Indus deity Dattatreya Hari is closely related with speech, phonation, and articulation. Also, the Dattatreya Hari tradition has continued from 7000 BC to till date by means of the Dattatreya Yoga that encompasses both Vedic as well as Tantric ancient teachings. The tradition transfers Hari awareness to deserving practitioner of Dattatreya. Avdhut, Gita, and later Ramayana and recent Gita follow exactly the same 6 levels of spiritual awareness, vocabulary of Shar, Akshar, Pra, Avdhut, Puran, Brahm, Nirvan. Dr. Puneet Gupta's next breakthrough is decoding the Kartike and 7 Kartikas seal, depicted Kartikeya as a main war deity of Indus Valley throughout North and South India, as was continued to be given patronage by Gupta kings of 600 AD and South India Chola kings. Single horn unicorn bull has been decoded not as a mythological animal, rather celestial sky related to Taurus constellations, as majority of vernal equinox of Indus Valley happened in Taurus constellation of Hindu Vrish Rashi. Priest kings of that era decoded as important disciples of Dattatreya Hari like King Yadu, King Kirti Virya Arjun, and Hari Brahmin Kshatriya Parashuram, the one that had encountered with Lord Ram after breaking arrow of Shiva. He cracked the first ever Indus medical seal that detailed the procedure of delivery under blessings from deity of safe delivery. With his breakthrough results, he firmly believes that Indus Valley civilization was well spread throughout North and South India. Indus Valley heritage has percolated from a proto-Brahmin text into Sanskrit as well as in the Tamil, Telugu, Marathi, Rajasthani, Punjabi, Indo-Greek, Indo-Iran, Indo-European culture of current day with same characters and vocabulary, especially Vaishnav GT, Dattatreya and Shiva's son Kartikeya, as well as it was shown by Dr. Puneet Code breakthrough work on Indus Valley civilization, Puneet Code. Thank you and welcome Dr. Puneet Gupta on our show. Dr. Puneet Gupta, if you remember the last episode, Dr. Mishra has asked you a question and you wanted to reply, but we have to cut that because of the paucity of time. Although Dr. Mishra is not there, but would you like to continue with that answer today? And then whatsoever you want to show, you can show. And definitely whatsoever questions will be from Dr. Mishra, as well as we invite the public, general public, to send their questions on this forum. We will see to it that we will take those questions in the next episode, where Dr. Mishra and Dr. Gupta will be doing question answer session, and Dr. Mishra will be asking questions to Dr. Gupta, as well as if anyone wants to ask questions, they are free to send their questions to either V4 News or to Global TV or any other channel wherever this program is relayed live. So please write your questions, send to us, so that in the next episode, we will take all the questions and we will see, because our motto and aim is to reach to a conclusion. We do not want to live in between. So whatsoever Dr. Gupta is saying today, or he has said in the last episode, we are going to put on test by historian Dr. Mishra as well as the general public at large. But please note that the question should be to the point. Whatsoever you want to make, please send those questions to V4 News, V4 Stream, Global TV, and other medias, whosoever. So now I am starting the today's program. I invite Dr. Puneet Gupta to start and give his thoughts about Indus Valley heritage. Dr. Puneet Gupta, please.
Thanks, Mr. Goel, and welcome everyone. Can I share the screen, please?
Yes.
Thank you. So I'll start with the burning question. We last time we had the two pertinent questions. Number one, Dattatreya Maharaj, and number two, the Indus script. About the Indus script, $10,000 prize. Everybody must know that whosoever say they have deciphered Indus script, there is the basic two issues. Number one must, nobody till date has solved the this $10,000 challenge, and directly. And number two is that the whosoever has done the work, either they are telling that it is not a language at all, or number two, some people are telling that it is a kind of, they are all pictures, or number three, one school of thought is that they are actually what we call as some figures which connote some meaning. So you can assign any meaning to any of the character. Now, what is very, very important is the breakthrough code is what I am claiming, that we can really make a keyboard, we can make a proper software, we can make just like, English alphabets, there are vowels and there are consonants and there are what we say epsilons, matra system is there. And this is how we have to understand that about the $10,000 prize, they have given a seal. This is known as M0314 seal. So in this seal, there are three lines are there, and these are the three lines. I had made a painting of these three lines. So first line, second line, and the third line. All these three lines, they contain about 17 characters are there. And this is the original seal which is there for the challenge. This is the original seal. Again, you can see there are three lines are here: the top line, middle line, and the lowest line. So let's discuss more about the lines now. So let's discuss first about the top line. In top line, you can see there are, I call it three fish line. Three fish line means if you see the first fish is with the rod, the second fish is with the ears, and the third fish is with the cap. Now let's move to the middle line. If we see the middle line, there is a jar and eyebrow clip. I call it a eyebrow clip. So you have used a clip, and surgeons also use a clip. So this is, and for eyebrow trimming, we use a clip. So jar and eyebrow clip line, I call it. And if you see the third line is the bottom line. So if you see the bottom line, there is number one, this is the man standing. Character just look like a man standing. I don't mean he's a man and that people say, and all these meanings are there. So I'm just getting you introduced to the concept, what others are meanings. But so this is actually, this is the character, looks like a man and who's holding a spear in one hand, and you see bow and arrow in the other hand. So I call it the bottom line as the man holding the spear and the arrow. So now there are very good, amazing this, how this can be. Some people say it's not a script at all. So if you see there is an amazing seal which really matches all those characters. If you see, if you find another seal, Indus seal, and which is with the jar character, which is with the eyebrow clip character, which is with the fish with the cap character, and again there is a man with the spear in one hand and bow and arrow in another hand, what you will say? If you find a similar seal with the very, very famous characters which I have just enumerated, now you can see another seal. This is a beautiful piece where this is just to introduce to many people who say, no, it's not a script. You are just wasting your time and don't do it. Nobody can do it on earth. And this challenge is likely to fail. So if you see into other seal, here is the jar-like character, the clip-like character, and here is the fish with the cap. And here is this man standing with the spear and the bow and arrow. So if the same characters are they using in other seal, means they want to convey something. which is really meaningful and good, and they are not wasting their time, energy, and material on the seal and just to write nonsense, but they are writing something serious. Now, if we see another wonderful, amazing seal number 2, I call it amazing because if you see in this another scene, same, the 3 lines of which we have given in the 10,000 US dollar challenge, you will find the sphere sign, you will find the jar sign, and you will find the same fish with the cap. So if you see this, one here you find the jar sign, the sphere sign, and also you find the fish with the cap. So this is how it is very, very interesting. These two were actually presented with Dr. Rajesh Rao, and he has been talking of these in a TED talk. So this is very, very important. These Indus seals, which are, 3 Indus seals now you can find, which are having similar character and they are connoting something. So that is a very, very important find. Now I will switch over to, so it means this was a script. Now I have decoded all these things, but because I am going to patent them and have copyright and continue to a keyboard. So what I am going to tell you, I am going to, based on this, what I have interpreted, the characters which I have interpreted, we will dwell on that. Now let me switch over to my next work. Okay, here we go. This is, now anybody can see I am on the, this is my website, puneetcodeindus.com. Anybody can go there and see these presentations, and the work is being done. It is available on the net, and very, very important is there. It is open for questions, and you can just go there and write down those questions as Mr. Lal has already told. So I will now switch over to the second thing is, which very important work I have done is on the work on the cauldron. So it is just to make you understand that how actually my work on cauldron has made a difference. And how I will say the premature understanding, if you do on the Indus seals, it is very likely to give us very, very wrong result and deviate the mainstream. And so we have to bring back the research to the mainstream now. So now I will go to my next presentation, Indus Valley Cauldron Breakthrough. This is Gupta model. This has been, work has been published on YouTube. Video is there, 2 minutes video, and it is also cited. It has been published in the my work has been cited, referred by another person. So let's see what is a cauldron. I think now everybody in the audience, I will introduce to the concept of cauldron. If you see, the bull is standing here, and in this bull is standing there. If you see, the cauldron is there, and this is the cauldron one part and the another part, and this is like a rod, a vertical rod is there. So this is the what we call as cauldron. And why now they have, what is actual meaning of cauldron? For the audience, they must know that a very large pot that is used for boiling and cooking is called cauldron. So if you tell it cauldron, it means something is boiling or cooking, okay? But what is most important, that in the other civilizations, it has been essentially used as a character for, as a magic, or to define what we could say tantrism or the magic thing, and what they call Halloween kind of culture. And but is this really what is there in the Indus seal? It is far, far away from the concept what is actually there in the Indus seal. So this definition of cauldron, if you see now, some people call it, this cauldron is there with the, you see, with the handle, with the designs over there, the upper, the lower, and some smoke is coming out. The diagrams, if you see carefully, the smoke is coming out, and then the vertical rod like structure is there. So same thing you can see in the another seal. This is my work, or this is the 2 minutes video. You can see this is the cauldron. The smoke is coming out here. You can see very well. This is the vertical rod-like structure. This is the one part of the lid. This is the second part of the lid. This is the handle, and this is the smoke coming out of the lower part of the lid. Now, if you see what I have decoded, just to compare the size, the model is standing there, and you can see a normal human female of 5 foot 4 inches. You can see how the cauldron, it is a quite a big structure. You know, it is coming up to half of your body of a standing male or a female. So, and it is made up of silver, remember, or it was used to be made up of gold. And so it is a very important that if you see smoke is coming from the lower lid, and that this is the upper lid, this is the lower one, this is that vertical rod. Okay. And this is when this rod, you can see the part of it here. And then if you see, you close the lid. So this is the big handle. This is the big handle, and they are the holes. Now, next point is very, very important, which people have not deciphered, and even it is marked on the index seals. You see how much pain they have taken even to mark that holes on index seals. So the holes are there. But what is the most important, my find, which nobody has really found and mentioned, and anywhere in the world literature, that's a breakthrough, that in this, the most amazing thing in this pot is that, if you see, I have shown, is I'll show you a close up so that that thing is clear. In the next, it is coming. You see carefully, they are the canals. So if there are holes, these holes, they go burrow a canal. That's very, very important. If you see, this is you can see they are the popped up canals here. So once the smoke goes in, and you know the aerodynamics, if you take an aerodynamic specialist, he will really enjoy this, Vedic civilization cauldron of the ancient Indians. You see what they have done aerodynamically. They have created a suction effect. So if you create a big hole, you create a canal, and at the end you create a smaller hole. The smoke will automatically get sucked up. So this is how they've accelerated. This is known as auto acceleration of the smoke. So this is how you can auto accelerate, because of the you see, you take a large syringe and then you push the water, it will just drop down. But if you make a small syringe and then you push, so it will the stream will go very high up. So this is how the smoke will also behave. So if you have a tapering kind of a canal, it will get sucked up. So this is how aerodynamically it is a very highly evolved design. So this is the most beautiful thing, that these patterns which I have shown you earlier on the seal itself, they are nothing but the canals those guys have developed. They are made because this is used for very important religious purposes. This is the close-up I was really telling you. These are the vertical kind of, if you see the aerodynamics here is very, very important. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See on silver, what a beautiful design they have made on the cauldron. So 5 holes, and they are just going in a canal. You see, these are the canal work. So these holes are they are going in these canals, and then these canals are opening in another hole with a smaller hole. So this is how the smoke will get pushed in, and it's like creating a pressure pump. It's something like that, creating a pressure pump inside the thing. So now my work, if you see in academia.edu, this was my work. It is not my paper, mind it is a publication. Means they have reflected my work. The video posted by Puneet Gupta shows a unique incense burner present in the temple or the shop. So this is has been published by Mr. Jayakumar Ramaswamy, and he has mentioned that my paper has been published in academia.edu. And this is the figure he has published. So our picture is taken and video published by Puneet Gupta on YouTube, and he has quoted me. This is the citation of my work, and this is my as pot inside pot model. This is my model. This is all the details are available, and he has quoted the work of Mahadevan. Then he has quoted the work of the Marshall statement and the what statement. So he has compared the model, and he has, in short, these are the references also given, and in short, he has told the Mr. Watts model, Marshall model, and Mahadevan Irvatham model, And above all, he has found that the Dr. Puneet Gupta work is most relevant. And in that too also, he has not mentioned of canals actually, which I am mentioning you. This is the breakthrough for this presentation. And this is my, on 8th number, my work has been quoted. You know, this is what we call citation. My work has been cited. So this is about the cauldron. And if you know, in our culture, cauldron has been, there are various use of smoke technique. They use for animals sterilization if they get the mites or ticks, or the smoke is also used for intoxicating people. And sometimes this is also used for mosquitoes to fly, ward off mosquitoes, house flies or cockroaches, etc. And then above all, they are used for religious purposes as by kings and in the temples, and they are made up of silver and gold. So that's about the cauldron thing. Now I will switch over to my next presentation. Mr. Lal, you can ask me question about the cauldron.
Yeah. You have to switch off the screen.
Okay, I'll stop here.
Stop sharing the screen, please. Yes. Now we have seen what Dr. Gupta has shown. He has shown 3 slides where, according to Dr. Gupta, whatsoever is written, it is not just some painting or some carving. It has a meaning, and which he has decoded. He claims that he has decoded, which others have said that they are of no meaning, but he says that every symbol which is shown there, whether it is a symbol of a fish or a man or a cauldron, everything is basically it is something which is making sense according to Dr. Gupta. Now my question to you, Dr. Gupta, you have emphasized on cauldron. Now, why that much emphasis on a cauldron? Because cauldron, which is as you have shown here, why it is there in the seal? First thing, what is the important? And as you are claiming that it is basically a religious thing used mainly by the Hindus. Can you just tell us, number one? Number two, still the question which Dr. Mishra asked last time, what is written on that seal which you have not deciphered? Either you do not want to tell us, and or you want to hide it. But you see, when we are giving some such type of program, it is better that we must come out so that public should not feel that you are also talking like other historians or all those who have done the research. We want a clear thing from you when you are claiming that it's a breakthrough. Now, just to explain about cauldron or explaining about this will not serve the purpose. We want that it should be very, very clearly about the language, about the cauldron, that you can explain. No need of the slides to show now. We have already seen. We want very clearly about the language which is written there. We also want to know that whatsoever you have deciphered, please explain in a very easy language so our viewers can understand. Because see, our program is being viewed everywhere globally, in Karnataka, Kerala, everywhere in UP, BR, globally also. So we want that it should be so easy that everyone should understand what is there. So Dr. Gupta, please explain. And then the questions we are asking, not now, but next time, but please explain so that they will understand. Yes, Dr. Gupta, please.
Okay, let me put to you. So now,
no need of sharing any say. First, you reply the things
see,
what I have asked.
I'll tell you. I'll answer your question now, because I will just answer you about cauldron now. About the Dattatreya Maharaj, I have another presentation for 15 minutes. So you first ask me any question about cauldron you have. If not, then I will switch.
No. I asked you 2 questions. I asked you 2 questions. One question is about the script which is written. Do you think that is connected to Dattatreya?
Yeah, that's it. That's in the next presentation.
Okay, fine.
Yes,
so
nice.
that we will we are not asking. Now I am asking, you said this is a cauldron which is used basically by Hindus, correct?
जी जी.
Now, how you say that it is being used by Hindus only? Why it can't be used by any other religion or any other civilization? What is the correlation? Number one. Number two, why the importance of the claudron on the seals? This is something that one pot, like you have used the word pot, so I'm using the same word pot initially. The pot or claudron, what is that important that it is taking importance and it has been engraved on many of the seals? Dr. Gupta, please.
See, thanks for the question. Number one, very important aspect is that we have to understand that this is, I want to say that cauldron word has been used wrongly. Number one, because it's not a cauldron at all. Number one. Number two, it is not associated with any tantric or magical culture. It is not associated with any, because they many times they are painting the civilization as that it was very primitive, it was very old, they were believing in ghosts and deities and countless things which had no meaning, and they were all tantric, and many people are trying to refrain from really going and reading into it and taking the Indus Valley civilization seriously. So very important aspect, I think, even for the researcher, it is going to help them a lot, that it is not a cauldron at all. Number one. Number two, some were thinking it is a soma factory, that it is used for makeup, making the alcohol. That's why it is very important for them. They used to just drink and dance like undisciplined people, and then they used to do all the kind of other things associated with drinking. So this actually is not a mini alcohol factory also. Number three, what is very very important, as you have told, for Hindu, if you see our Jainism or you see our meditation procedure, before anywhere you do meditation in India, in any culture, in any sect, we always, or when we worship any lord or god, we use incense. This incense, and I may tell you, I have not gone into the detail due to lack of the time, and it is available for the people to read. I have even defined the species of the trees which actually are used to get this gum. Sap is there. They make the lines on the trees. There are special species of the tree. I have made it is mentioned in my presentation. They take the sap and then they do the collect that sap, make a mixture with the many herbs. It is a very high-end technology, I will say, with the nature. Technology here means it is a very well studied thing. It is not that they are just making it offhand, and it is a very well propagated thing which is very much inside Hindu culture. Even nowadays we make dhoop batti, and we make incense, and we offer incense before starting any worship. In all the mandirs in the India, there may be thousands of temple in India, and I can guarantee you, anywhere you make a video and photography, and you can understand what I'm talking, no Hindu temple starts a worship without an incense. So, and that's the one. And uh, I am not now actually trying to discuss more about, because you have asked me about the Hindu thing. In Ayurveda also it is used even for the treatment, for the, let's say, doing away with the ticks and mites, as I told you, of the pet animals. But I will not, I think now, if you allow me, I will go
No,
the
no,
next
no, Dr.
presentation.
Gupta, I will just
Yeah,
stop you. You say that it is used in Hindu culture or Hindu religion.
yeah, yeah.
Now I am putting to you, incense have been employed in worship by Christians since antiquity, particularly in the Orthodox Christian churches, the Roman Catholic Church, Eastern Catholic, Catholic, Liberal Catholic churches, and some Anglican and Lutheran churches. Incense being increasingly used among some other Christian groups as well. So it is used by Christians. I can even give you the use of this in other religion also, because see, when we are talking that our
Yes,
topic
you ask
is
your question. Yeah, I have got, I can answer your question.
yeah, our topic is very clear.
Yeah.
Does Indus Valley heritage belongs to Hindu? Now
I will
you
tell you,
are
I'll answer.
saying about the claudron. This claudron is not there. It is a pot which is used by Hindu. But what I am saying is that same thing you have mentioned about the that this pot is used by the Hindus.
I'll
in the
answer you.
insane, the
I want to
agarbattis or insane or the dhoop batti whatsoever. But it is used by other religion. I have told you Christianity. Now I am saying even the Islam. Incense is used in several events such as the Thabet's graduation ceremony, Kabhas, purification, cleansing event, and so on. It is to radiate the air and enjoy the soul of the pilgrim, because according to one of the hadiths of the prophet, the angels love fragrant scents and hate the foul smells. So it is in Islam also. Okay, it is in Judaism also. Many. So we, if your claim by saying that this particular pot is basically a, not chlordron, but it is
The answer
used.
is very simple. I let
Yes,
me allow to answer it. I have understood
yes,
your question.
yes,
See,
yes.
you have to understand chronology. Your question is very long, but answer is very small. And you have to understand the history first in this. You have to understand why I'm talking of the Indus Valley civilization about tradition, which is around 8,000 BC, 7,000 BC, 6,000 BC, 5,000 BC, 4,000 BC, 3,000 BC. And there is a continuum till 1000 AD and 2000 AD and even today. And what you are talking of all other religions, if you see Christianity started at around 0 BC. If you talk of Islam, it started at around 600 AD. So, and you have already answered my question in detail. That answer actually is your question is the part of your answer, my answer, because these very old traditions which were very old in human civilization, even the language, as I have told, I am coming, even the script, if you see the Devanagari script, Sanskrit script, Punjabi script, they even Chinese script, Korean script, they all have evolved from Indus script. So you have to understand that this is the first language of the mankind, this is the first religion of the mankind. And it is a elephant will always remain an elephant. If they discover it in let's say 10,000 BC, it will not change in 2000 AD. But many different people will name it differently. So you cannot say that elephant belong only to Hindus. But what you have to understand, that tradition, Hinduism, nothing, but there is no actually separation between. I'm going to prove in the end that whatever even philosophical, I have told you Shar, Akshar, Para, Paratpar, and Puran. And Dattatreya Maharaj is said to be an incarnation of the Puran Brahm. Same concept of Puran Brahm is when we achieve is the what we call Nirvana. Jainism save the same thing, moksha. Hinduism save the same thing, nirvana. And the Christianity save it, resurrection. And the Sufism say it as baka. So same concepts are there. You have to understand. So there is no confusion. There is nothing like this. The chain that you have to understand all these things in the line of the history. Who actually,
So according to Dr. Gupta, this is because the Hindus started about 6,000 years back.
6,000 BC, not years.
BC, so 6,000 BC. The Christianity started from the zero, you can say, and Islam started at about the 7 AD, correct?
600 AD. Yeah.
600 AD. Now, when everything is clear, then why we are having any doubt? When you only thing is one has to check whether these seals or whatsoever we have excavated are 6,000-year-olds or 4,000-year-olds. Either they are of that old when no other religion was there, then definitely we need not to have any discussion on that. Whether we decode it or not decode, what difference it makes? So it means.
I'll tell you. See, you have to understand now. Just you understand catch one of my point. Same as cauldron was there, but it is not a cauldron at all. Similarly, what I am telling you, they are telling the next seal I am coming to is Pashupati, but it is not Pashupati at all. So the cauldron came out to be as a smoking fragrance tool, as you have very well said. It is there in all the religions. So that is the beauty. What they are doing 6,000 BC is the culture which we have inherited, ditto, photostat wise. And whereas other people have modified it. It is nothing different. Same is the language. I may tell you, the script which I have deciphered, I am shocked when I will go and with the details now, with the Dattatreya Maharaj presentation, you will be shocked to know that in a hurry, they called it Just like as they called in a hurry, in a very hurry and premature idea, they called it a cauldron, whereas it's not a cauldron at all. It's a pot in pot model. Similarly, you find it's not Pashupati at all. So let me go to the other topic.
So
Let me
according
go
to
that
Dr.
it's not a
Gupta,
Pashupati at all.
yes, I understood, Dr. Gupta. So it means it is very clear that because of the age, now whether we have already fixed that this Indus Valley belongs to 4000 BC or 6000
Yes,
BC, that is done. So when
yes.
it is done, so basically that civilization belongs to Hinduism.
No,
Because
you can't say. See, what you have to understand now, they had been misnominated, just like, cauldron, they say it is a magical pot. It is not a magical pot. You have
no,
to understand.
we are not talking, of
Now,
cauldron or magical pot. We are
Indus
saying,
Valley is in darkness. You have to understand. You have to give it the light of the day. So I call it my now book I am going to publish. I'm titling it From Darkness to Divinity: The Indus Valley Civilization from Darkness to Divinity. Which has been, what damage has been done to Indus Valley is that it has been, all the decisions were quite premature because things were really coming as a surprise, and then they were giving them some names. And the Pashupati seal, which I'm going to be next, you will be surprised to know that it is not Pashupati at all. So let me dwell on that
no,
idea.
no, Dr. Gupta, before you go there, I just see 2 days, 3 days back, there is a media report that about the milk dairy. They found that in the Indus Valley, there was a milk dairy project working at that time, which has come in the media 3 days back.
Yes, yes, sir.
Now, when only thing is to be decided whether these stones which were or seals which have been found, if they are so old, then definitely it belongs to Hinduism, because Hinduism is that much old. That is established thing. So one thing we should
You are wrong here.
decide.
You are wrong here. Mr. Lal, you have to understand, nobody believes it's not that easy as you are telling, that if you date them and then the thing is finished. It's not like that, because you know what they are believing. Even the script part is very, very important. And I don't want to dwell on those discussions because let me present my work. But important is you have to understand, even the script they tell they are the dead civilizations. You have to remember, they say you have to look like that. There was some picture for 1 hour in a 24 hours in a day, they are 24 hours, but for 1 hour there was some picture. They came and went and they left nothing. And in today's world, there is no continuation with the Hinduism, there is no continuation with Islam, or there is no continuation with Christianity. Indus Valley civilization was just a kind of a very small module in the time, and they were very, very different. They were neither Hindu nor Islam nor Christian,
Okay.
and nothing. That's the opinion. That's what you have to understand.
Okay, so I'm sure now viewers understood that according to historians, this civilization is having no religion, according to historians,
Yes.
because they says whatsoever civilization was there 5 or 6,000 or 4,000 BC, it has become dead at that time, and there's no connection with Hinduism. This now Dr. Puneet Gupta is going to prove how it is related to Hinduism. Yes, Dr. Gupta.
Let me share the screen, please.
Now you want to share the screen? Yes, please. Dr. Gupta is going to share the screen, please.
Is it shared?
Not yet. No, it's still not yet, Dr. Gupta. We can't. You.
Just
Yeah, you take time. So Dr. Gupta is just sharing the screen, but what Dr. Gupta is saying is that he has to prove, because what historians have come to the conclusion as of now, which is still the think processor or the things are going on. He says that it belongs to Hindus. Now, Dr. Gupta, yes, now we can see the screen. Yes, please.
So now what is most important, I will start with the very, very, very important seal, Indus seal, that people wrongly call it the Pashupati seal. If you see a very simplistic definition as Dr. Mishra was giving, it's not her definition, I know. It is the definition very well printed, advertised throughout the world. People know this, and which is very, very wrong. And they call it, there are 4 animals here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So these 4 animals, they say, and 2 deers are sitting, and downward, and this part is broken. This is the original seal. I will show you a copy of it so that things will get simpler and you will understand in a better way. So what they call this seal, this is the Indus seal, and I'm not going to detail this is available in my presentation. You can go to my website and see. This is a very, very important seal. If you see, I will go the connect, but I'm giving you the conclusion upfront so that if there is a less time, and Mr. Lal don't give me, adequate time, I am starting with the concluding slide. So if you see, it shows Dattatreya Maharaj. It will, another seals, collaborative seals will show you Parshuram from Maharashtra, Kartavir Arjun from Madhya Pradesh, Ravana, from Sri Lanka, connect. And who killed this Kartavir Arjun? He killed Parshuram's father. See the nitty-gritty of the characters, the seals I will show you. So just understand the history. So you don't confuse. This is the concluding slide kind of stuff. So Kartavir, one time he defeated Ravana, and second time he also killed the Parshuram father. So Parshuram, he killed his mother. So what happened? The Parshuram, you very well know, has also confronted Rama during the marriage ceremony. You very well know, when he broke the arrow of the bow of the Shiva. And then all these characters, why they are important? Why this killing I am talking about so much in Dattatreya thing? They all connect them because Dattatreya will purify them. So this is the Hindu culture. When the Parshuram kills the mother, he says, "Sir, I want purification." Dattatreya Maharaj says, "Okay, I will purify you. I'll do a yagya for you." When Rama kills a Brahmin, because Ravana was a Brahmin. So when the Rama, he kills the Ravana, he says, "Dattatreya Maharaj, I want the yagna to be done because I want to repent upon killing a Brahmin." So he also go to Dattatreya Maharaj, and this is how the Kartavir Arjun, who was a disciple of Dattatreya Maharaj, he was a disciple of Dattatreya Maharaj, and also Parshuram was a disciple of Dattatreya Maharaj. So that linked of Kartavir Arjun, Parshuram, and Ram, they both are linked to this Ravan, and Ravan is linked to Rama, and then Rama is again linked to Dattatreya. So all these characters you will see, they are all integrated in the Indus seals. I am going to show you 4 Indus seals. You will, whole of the story will run in those seals, and all are related with our culture and continuation in culture. That is the very, very important thing I am going to break through. So Dattatreya in Telugu. So just to people who are new, they say, no, it is just, I am telling you the literature. You can see Dattatreya in Telugu literature. There is a Telugu connect. Then we say there is a connect in the Marathi. There are very well literatures are available of Dattatreya Maharaj. And another, see, mentioned, I am telling you the literature also. The special pose the Dattatreya is sitting is the Siddhasana. This is also mentioned. This is in written. What is there in Indus seal? It is written already. So these are the evidence I am showing you in writing. So Nirhari Dattatreya. So Dattatreya is one of the top god. He is beyond Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. And I am not confusing the people who worship Dattatreya very seriously. I want to give you right message in this thing that I very well understand. He was not equal to Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh. He was beyond Trigatnumuk. He was beyond these 3 gunas. That is known as, he had the Puran Brahm Sthiti. He was not Shar, Akshar, or Para or Paratpar. He was in Avdut and beyond in the Puran Brahm Sthiti. So the Siddhasana is mentioned here. For English people, I just want to say the reference is there in written. Can you believe 6000 BC tradition, 4000 BC tradition still written, and it is, we are same worshipping the same Lord with this in Sanskrit, in Marathi, in Telugu, and in English. So this is the animals are there in Daladora protect. You can see this is the Dalodhara is the name of that rishi who the animals are around an ashram, and this ashram is made of Rishi Daladan. They people are telling, no, he is around animals, so we can call him Pashupati. But Pashupati in Hindu culture is known for Shiva. I will tell you that connect. So how this is wrong. So, and then he is shown Kamandlu, Darmuj, then other details are there. I'm not going into the other details, but what is most important is his name is there in all these literature, and his name has been mentioned in Brahmand Puran. They mention Dattatreya. Manubhav Panth is there in Maharashtra. Very powerful. They have around, if I am not wrong, there have been thousands of temples and thousands of ashrams who are worshipping Dattatreya today. Can you imagine? From 4000 BC deities worship today after 6000 years. And here he is Mokshadai. Mokshadai means he will give you resurrection. He will give you nirvana. He will give you moksha. He will give you a sthiti of baka. So this is upon he evolved from Purana Brahm, not from Brahma, Vishnu or Mahesh. Beyond that, he is a Gunatit. Purana Brahm. He is the father name is also mentioned, Rishi Atri, and Atri is the person associated with Vedas. So this is how actually this Indus seal is a great connect. If you misinterpret this Indus seal, you lose whole of the Indian culture. You lose whole of the Hindu culture. You do not understand what you are deciphering in Indus Valley. So Nirvani means he is the provider of Nirvana. And the Puran Brahm, the second last sthiti of the when you are live, that state is called Pratpar Sthiti or Avdut Sthiti. And once they die, they leave their physical body. They don't lose it, they leave it. That is the spiritual connotation in Hinduism, that you have to understand these terms. Then only you can decipher Indus Valley civilization thing. The Puran Brahm, he is an in the state of Puran Brahm state. And when he was live, we used to call them Pratpar. And it is not only one person, it's like a degree. Dattatreya is like a degree. They will give this same qualification to second person, third person, fourth person, fifth person. This chain will go on. And even till date, this tradition is surviving. This is how Hinduism moves. It doesn't move with that one person dies, then you go on worshipping that person only. So this is not Hinduism, that what we have to understand. And this chain is there. And this panth is very well active, So this is again the mention of Abdut, same. We stand for Dattatreya is in Bhagavatam, the Sakand 11. Then Vajra, coming back to the Vajra Kavach text, which this Indus seal, basically Vajra Kavach. Vajra Kavach means what is shown already in the Indus seal. He is wearing this. I will tell you now. The written evidence, this is just to show you people that written evidence is there. It is not I am talking just out of my mind and just because I am a Hindu, I am talking. This tradition is there. If you see, they mentioned here Dattatreya Hari. If you see here Dattatreya Hari, if you can see my cursor, is it visible, Mr. Lal?
Yes, please.
So Dattatreya Hari is written. Hari is our highest God. Hari Krishna, Hari Rama, Har Har Mahadev, Hare Sai. So Hari concept is very important in Hinduism. So it's like a degree. So Hari Dattatreya. And if you see the next page of the same Kavach, I'm telling you only the key because there is not time to go through all these things, but you can read this presentation and they all are available online. And then next, the Kavach mentioned Daladan. Daladan Rishi is there and he is now served by a Bhil. See, Bhil Jati exists today even in India. I will show you the map of Bhil. Dur Shrava. So Duri Shrava. If you see now, Bhilo Dur Shrava. Dur Shrava is the person who is serving in the ashram of Daladan Rishi. Now this Daladan Rishi is a very great person. He survives only on dry leaves. Can you beat it? This Rishi whose ashram this seal is depicting, which no one till date has mentioned in the world. 100 years after the Indus Valley discovery, can you be amazed? Nobody has mentioned it. So I am in fact surprised after this breakthrough that Bhilo Durshrawa, he used to serve what we call Daladin Rishi. And because Bhils are known to be very aggressive and fighting people and killing people, but here he is serving the Daladin Rishi. Why? Because Daladin Rishi is known for his kindness. There, even the tiger. Now, next I will show you. Even the deer is shown that he is chasing the tiger. So when the Lord Shiva and Parvati come, they visit the ashram. It is mentioned in this that they see a tiger being chased by a deer. So he's surprised, what is happening? They say in Daladan Rishi ashram, the tiger eats the leaves, the deer eat the leaves, the sadhu himself, the rishi himself eat the leaf, the Bhilo Durshrava, he is also eating the leaves. So everybody, it is a symbolic thing. It not means just eating the leaf, we should laugh at them, means they are all vegetarian, strict vegetarian and disciplined people that believe in Ahimsa paramo dharma. They don't kill anybody. If you see, Jainism actually is a kind of a offshoot of that strict discipline, same as the Rishi Daladan Rishi. If you see, so same characters are worshipped in Jainism even today. So if you see the Bhil, and Bhil has been associated with Ram, you know, Chitrakoot mein Ram ji, and he had association with Bhil, you know. So even he changed the Bhil, and they become very much, you know, serving to him and not as a looters. So this is, and this is the Bhil map I have shown you. Bhil have, you will be surprised to know, wherever Indus Valley is going, wherever Indus Valley was there, all the Bhil culture is there, and the Bhil culture spread. Even now today, if you see, wherever these Bhils have spreaded, the Dattatreya culture is there. Down south, if you see, all these Bhil population is there, and they all worship Dattatreya even today, and they are well revered by these. So now let's come to the, after the written proof, let's come to other surprises. So what is happening here? This is seal is depicting the ashram of Daladan Rishi Maharaj. In this, what he does now, he says that here the tiger, if you see, the tiger is chasing the deer, and I will show you the full picture so that it is very much clear. And first thing we will dwell on the decoding the asana. Which asana he is sitting? People are confused. I have shown you already Siddhasana as mentioned in the scripture itself. Now, what is Siddhasana? It is not that simple. If you see, many people say it is a Padamasan, it is the Lotus Asan, it is a very simple asan. It is no. Siddha Asan is very difficult, and it is known as Goraksh Asan also, because the same tradition of was just like Mahanubhav Panth is today. There is another tradition, what we call Gorakhnath tradition. And in fact, the Gorakhnath tradition is very, very strong in today exist, and there are people who follow this very strictly. This is known as Gorakhnath asan also, because it was taught by Dattatreya tradition to Goraksh Guru, and he found his own tradition. So after his also Gorakshnath is known, but the original one in Indus seal and written is the Siddhasan. So I will use the term Siddhasan. So this is the Siddhasan. If you see the side view, they are little off the ground. That is important what I want to show. And here, see, if you see in front, the same feet are shown like this. And in the all the Indus seal, I will show you the there are 3 or 4 seals. The all the you will find Dattatreya Ashan will be seen like this. So now see the animals. Now I will go to the animal thing. If you see, this is the positive print. The lion is there, elephant is there, the buffalo is there, and the rhino is there. They are very clear. And below the seat is the, what do you say, the two deers are there. So this is the scene when Lord Shiva and Parvati come to the Daladin Ashram Rishi. They found, this is written in the scripture. I am not telling a story to you, mention it. I am telling you a written document. The tiger is chasing the deer. Oh, sorry. The deer is chasing the tiger. And what is happened? Parvati is surprised to see is that, what, Lord, what is this happening? He said, this is the Rishi of Daladan Ashram Rishi. And you know what he did once? So he once remembered the, just to say he was so powerful, he remembered the Dattatreya Maharaj. When he remembered, Dattatreya Maharaj appeared in the ashram. So this is the seal which is showing that scenario, that when Daladan Rishi, he just remembered him out of the samadhi, and this Lord, he appeared because he is known as Simrat Gami, Simrat Margi, means if you remember him through your brain, your Pran Vayu, through your Brahmanad, through your Pran Vayu, Brahmanad and Brahm Prakash, the Brahm Prakash will connect to him, and that because he is Puran Brahma, he is in sthiti of Puran Brahma, he will manifest. So this is the
Dr. Gupta, I just want to stop you here. I just want to say, we are discussing about the seal, how it is connected. Now you are saying this is not of Pashupatinath ji. This seal belongs to Dattatreya Maharaj. Now we have to see in that. We have to concentrate on that. We have to be focused on that. Right now, you have explained. But these, whatsoever you have explained, are from the prayers or whatsoever are. But is there any scientific proof? I am asking now in a different way. Historical find. What is the scientific proof that this seal belongs to Dattatreya Maharaj, not of Pashupati ji.
That's very good. That's what I'm telling you now. Let me. I will give you corroborative evidences also. You will be very much. I will say happy to know that this is how what the real meaning is there beside this this thing whole present whole seal. So if you allow me to continue, can I continue?
Yes, please.
So
But we want the answer, because see,
I'm going to give you the answer.
Yeah.
You listen
Yes.
patiently. It is a very big breakthrough. Mr. Lal, you have to understand. I cannot just tell you this sort of joke, So I have to make you understand this thing. So this is a very, very important thing. Let me share the screen now.
Yes, please.
How much time is left?
About 10-12 minutes.
Okay, so I'll be speed up, hai na? So you
Yes,
can so that you can really go through the concept. Now I will give you very, very interesting. You will be very much happy to know all these things. I think nobody has, because can you, Mr. Al, can you see? Have you visited this place anytime?
No.
I have gone here some 10 times and nobody has told me about this. Now, after seeing the industry working on this, I came to know all these things. This is the Sun Temple at Konark. You will be shocked to know that there, the same animals who are there in Dalada Rishi Ashram, the elephant below and the lion at the top. Okay, these are at the gate. And you will be surprised how our Hindu tradition has carried. I am telling you, this is 1000 AD temple. And you see the aerial view of the Sun Temple of the Konark. Same tradition of Dattatreya Maharaj, I'm telling you, has percolated here even. You are telling now how this is relevant to our tradition. This is the proof I'm giving you in direct proof. So this is because people have not even decoded this. That's why I have to do all these things. I don't want to give you a long lecture. I want to just say is this. But I'm telling you corroborative evidence. It's such a beautiful tradition. 7,000 years it is continuing. See, this is the aerial view. And you know where these loins are there? They are at this gate here. So what they are showing you, this is a spatial, this is from the space, and they are showing you from the sun, you are looking at another Purvashada Nakshatra, because this lion and lion and elephant here are just not meaningless animals. They are now depicting about the space orientation. This is a special space position about the Purvashada Nakshatra and the Uttarashada Nakshatra. So Purvashada Nakshatra, here you see, this is the gate of that Konark Mandir. This is the from the entrance gate. So here the lion and elephant, even if you remember before the pyramid, now I will take you, I will add to that even. This tradition is going there even. So once you ask me question, you have to understand all these things. Even this is connected with Egyptian culture have taken, clue from us. So there what is happening, this is Uttarashada Nakshatra and the elephant is Purvashada Nakshatra. And there Egyptian, they show the Sphinx is there before the pyramid, the big pyramid. But here, who is there? The elephant and lion both are there, because what we want to say, the straight line between the junction of two nakshatras. So we are becoming more precise. We are not telling about two nakshatras, but we are discussing about their sandhi. If you see in Hindu culture, we call it sandhi, or we call it the line joining the two. This is the spatial orientation, because it's a very, very special line. In this, all the heavenly cosmic celestial bodies are there. You will be surprised to know, and that in this, why they have made a sun temple. No guide will tell you this, what I'm telling you in this spatial view you see. In this straight line, there is the black hole of the Jambu Dweep, what we call the Milky Way galaxy, the great attractor, the what we could say in Hindu culture, the Surya Dev, Kal Dev, and Mahakal. They are all in the straight line. That is what is Hindu culture says. So simple three things you have to remember: the Surya Dev, the Kal Dev, and Mahakal Dev. They all ride in the straight line, and that straight line is at the junction of the what we call as the Purushada Nakshatra and the Uttarashada Nakshatra. One represented by the elephant, another represented by the lion. If you see our Vedas is full of people laugh at it. They say, oh, one God who is sitting on the elephant, he is Indra, he is spoiling everything, he is doing everything, and you are worshipping him for everything. because they are connotating a very important direction to you. That's why they are making this sun temple. They are not wasting millions of the rupees of those times and doing very hard work, because they really want to tell you that special thing. All these important heavenly bodies, they lie in the same line. And nowadays the science also say that in the sun, and if the when the sun and if you see the moon is there in Purushada nakshatra and Uttarashada nakshatra, the junction of them, that what happens, the black hole of our Milky Way, then the great attractor, and then the giant attractor, all these celestials body, the Surya Dev, Kal Dev, Mahakal, they all lie in the straight line. So this is about a very powerful connotation they are telling about this. Indus Seal is telling about this ashram and this tradition of Hindu tradition. It is nowhere else. So if you can even have a discussion on full this nakshatras. I'm not discussing in detail. You can call some nakshatra expert and then view this point, that how this is important. And this rhino, now two animals are left. Now I have decoded two animals, the tiger and the elephant. Now two animals are left, the rhinoceros and the buffalo. So one is Kal and one is Mahakal. They donate decode here as the rhino, very heavy, sturdy, armed animal is decoded as, Kal. And very well the buffalo is also the what we say, the representing the lord of death, Yama, who was the very important character in controlling the death. So you see the same this thing, buffalo being killed by Vajra. So this Vajra Kavach, now what is happening, and you see here Dattatreya Maharaj, and you see the feet here, see the location, sitting posture. This is the Siddha Asana. Again in this Indus Seal, I am switching to another second Indus Seal, which is showing the Siddha Asana, and the Dattatreya Maharaj is sitting here in the Siddha Asana here. So in this, two deers are even, now you'll say these two deers are also there in Buddhism. These things have percolated in Jainism, Buddhism, other cultures also as well. So two deers are shown as that we human people, we are being ruled by these celestial body. So they knew about these celestial bodies, Purvashada Nakshatra, Uttarashada Nakshatra. It is mentioned in Rig Veda. Even I can show you that reference, that it is mentioned in Rig Veda. So this Indus Seal is showing, last point, very important point, is the Kavach. That this is, he is wearing. They call him Pashupati. But how he is wrong now, that this Pashupati, Shiva is never covered. Shiva is always shown with a bare body. And in fact, sometimes he smears the ashes on his body. That's all. He will never wear clothes. Even, in Jainism, there are sects who do all these things. So what is important is there, he is wearing a body guard, which we call as Kavach. So name of this text is, which I have shown you all the documents, is known as Vajra Kavach. So Vajra Kavach here means that Kavach which saves you from all the things. That is very hard, it is very powerful. And what is this? This Vajra Kavach is your own spiritual body. What we say, it is your Brahm Swarup, because Dattatreya Maharaj is Puran Brahm. So these three, what we say, these, if you look carefully at the faces, three faces are shown. These three faces, one show Brahma, one Vishnu, one Mahesh, and the Kavach show the Puran Brahm Sthiti. Means this Kavach is going to protect us, and the Puran Brahm Sthiti is shown. And even the corroborative evidence come from his feet. Dattatreya feet, we worship. Even today, these feet are available. And if you see the material, this stone is something like a granite material, which will stay for thousands of years. So this will not be subject to any mutilation, And you see Dattatreya feet are shown. And this is the moon shown here in Purushada Nakshatra and Uttarashada Nakshatra. And according to this is this shown, as I told you, the celestial body of Kal, and this is shown as Mahakal. These are the celestial body in one straight line. So these people are still worshipping today, on this day also. So these are the corroborative evidence. But if you don't understand the Hindu culture, the Sun Temple of the Konark, the Hindu things we are worshipping today, we will not understand the Indus Seal tradition. So this tradition is going. So this is how I have shown you the temple and the aerial view. And if you see the aerial view through the nakshatra, here is the sun, here is the Purushada Nakshatra, and in this same direction of the Purushada Nakshatra is the Kal and the Mahakal. That is what we call the heavenly bodies of great attractor and giant attractor are there. And science has already, and even our, Rig Vedas have mentioned about the Purushana Akshatra. They have mentioned about the, and god of water, as I told you, because this was associated with the crocodile and the elephant. So, and the Uttarashada Nakshatra, this is associated with the lion, as I have told you, this is in the Sagittarius constellation. So these all are available. Then this is mentioned in Rig Veda, and these references already there. This I'm not going on detail, but references are, you can see it. This is on the net. It is already there. So now come to the next slide. Now give you another third seal, third inter seal, which tells about Dattatreya Maharaj again, is his mantra. This, if you see the beautiful Siddhasana posture, now you can decode yourself. These are the 2 feet, and these are the 3 things he is putting upon, and this is the kavach he is wearing. So he is in the Purna Brahm Sthiti, and these are the mantras they written here. And you will be surprised to know that these mantras are still chanted today, and they are again mentioned in the documents which I have shown you. They are again mentioned in those.
What is that mantra, Dr. Gupta?
I'll tell you. Let me complete this. I'll tell you. Om. It is there in this presentation. Now, next seal. Again, see the collaboration.
You have 2 minutes left, Dr. Gupta.
Let me complete. That's why I'm telling you. You don't ask me question in between.
Okay.
So this is the next seal. This is a very, very important seal. Why Dattatreya Maharaj, you see, in this is shown. I will show you. This is a very important seal. In fact, in this, if you see, this lady is sitting there. I don't know whether you can make it out or not. This lady is sitting here, and she's serving in a bowl. You can see it's like a goblet. In a goblet-like structure, she is serving Lord Dattatreya Maharaj. 3 faces, 1, 2, 3, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. And the kavach he is wearing, kavach is shown. And this is the script written here. And there's another lady also. What is this scene? This scene is there when Lord Parshuram, he goes and he wants to kill this Kirtyaveer Arjun king. He is shown to be very powerful. Kirtyaveer Arjun, he is also student of Dattatreya. So this man say, okay, you are a student of Dattatreya. I will also go to Dattatreya. I will have the same powers, and then I will fight with you. So he went to Dattatreya Maharaj and he worship him. When he goes there, his teacher, he sends him to Dattatreya Maharaj. He goes him, then he sees him. This seal depicts exactly that scenario. Once he goes there, he says, oh sir, what you are doing? What you are doing? He says, you are drinking wine with 2 ladies. So he says, oh my God, what is this kind of guru? Then he says, oh no. Then he just gives himself a backup. He says, no.
You have muted yourself, Dr. Gupta. Dr. Gupta,
Yeah.
Yes,
so what happens that this now Dattatreya Maharaj, he says, no. This means Dattatreya Maharaj is be-fooling me. He doesn't want that I should really get the same thing. So he said, no, sir, I see you are doing all these things, but you are apparently, I can understand, you are not this real self. Then he says, you give me the mantra, I accept you as a guru. Then he say, okay, you go to Mahindra Parvat. Mahindra Parvat is there still in Odisha. You go, and there still, Parshuramji is celebrated there. And he went to Mahindra Parvat. He was given the 16 mantras, which is known as the Shodash mantra. And that mantra recites the Tripura Devi. And this is known as Shri Vidya. Even tradition name is there. And this tradition is living after 7,000 years. And this is known as Shri Vidya tradition. And last thing, just I will complete. This is the Dattatreya Maharaj then give him the mantra. He says, you are okay. Then he fights this king. This king has defeated Ravana at one time. And then he kills this person. And when Ravana is killed by Rama, and Parshuram connect, that when Swambar is there and Guru Vashisht is there, and then he scolded in front of Guru Vashisht, the Rama, that why you have broken the arrow of this. So Parshuram tradition was there, and this is the connect. And as I have shown you the last slide, coming back to all those scenario and all these slides I have shown you, and the last slide I will show you is this copper plate. In this copper plate, again, you please appreciate that Dattatreya Maharaj is shown with the Siddha Asana. And that same cauldron, now you were telling, now why you are telling about the cauldron? Same cauldron is there, you see. But it is the second
Okay, okay, Dr. Gupta.
Thank you.
So please stop the sharing of the screen, please.
Yes.
Uh, so today you have seen how Dr. Gupta has, according to Dr. Gupta, it's a breakthrough. Although historians have to test this on their scales, I am not a historian. But what he says is that whatsoever is written in the Hindus' literature or the Rig Vedas and other Vedas, it shows that the Indus Valley civilization belongs to Hindus. Number one. Number two, he says the wrong interpretation of the seal. The one sect, everybody is saying that this is a Pashupati Nath, but according to Dr. Gupta, it's a Dattatreya. Now, this is a thing which some historians or those who have done this thing, research on this, can very well explain, which I am sure when the next episode, when we will take with Dr. Gupta, we will have Dr. Mishra or someone else who would like to join, as well as the public and the people who wants to ask any question. They can very well send the questions to V4 News, V4 Stream or Global TV. So the next time,
I want to make a submission that I have other breakthrough also. This is only about one seal. And
no, so what? Okay, so what we will do is first we will discuss. First, we will discuss and decide about this with the historians. So next time we will do. So today the program, which has been live telecasted by V4 News, Global TV, V4 Stream, Malnadu TV, Newsgaon se Samvad Saroka News, as well it was shown live on Facebook and YouTube. And our endeavor is to bring to you every day a new topic which is concerned you all. And tomorrow our topic is a bit interesting because a media conference with Lal Goel, COVID-19 role of social service clubs. As you all know about the social service clubs, I would like to, and I will just tell you the guests who are joining us are PDC Lata Goel, past district chairman, Inner Wheels District 311 Mathura, Ms. MJF Lion, Ronald Gomes, District Governor, District 317D, 2019-2020, Mangalore. We have Rotarian Dr. Rajendra Agrawal, Rotary District Governor 2021-22, Mumbai District 3141, Mumbai. We have Giant Mukesh Agrawal, member Central Committee, Giants International Mathura, and we have JC Prince Pinto, President JC Mangalore, Lal Bagh, Mangalore. So please tune in tomorrow for media conference with Lal Goel at 10:30 a.m. Thank you very much, Dr. Gupta, for giving so much details. I'm sure the next time when we'll meet with some historian, definitely we would like to conclude at least the first seal. Thank you very much, Dr. Gupta, for joining us.